It's High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Tonight from Mechanicsburg, it's high school wrestling as the Mechanicsburg Wildcats get set to host the Middletown Blue Raiders. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mechanicsburg High School. John Repitz, joined by Dauphin County Commissioner and our resident wrestling expert, George Hartwick. Partner, good to see you again.
Happy holidays. Great night of wrestling here.
Okay, welcome to the Select Medical First Choice pre-match show. And George, let me start off by asking you, do you have your Christmas shopping done yet?
Haven't even started. 5 kids, I better get to it.
Okay, well, I think if you took a look at the wish list for both of these teams, a win tonight would be on the list for both teams, especially Middletown. We had the Blue Raiders last week. They turned in a gutsy performance against Cedar Cliff. Very competitive until the final couple of matches. Coach Mike Nauman was not there last week. He was suspended, but he's back tonight. Does his return give his wrestlers a needed boost?
I think Mike Nauman has been a fiery coach, one that has challenge his wrestlers to exceed what their expectations are. And I think his return certainly will provide a spark to Middletown tonight in an already competitive match.
Okay. Last week we talked about this being a season of change in the Mid-Penn Conference. A lot of changes here at Mechanicsburg this year. Longtime assistant Greg Budman takes over for the retired Roger Barrick. They had 4 wrestlers placed at states last year. This team finished 4th in the team championships in the state, but they graduated 12 seniors. 9 of them were starters. So given all that, are the Wildcats reloading or rebuilding this year?
Well, I'll tell you, Greg, based upon last night's barn burner at Big Spring, who is never a slouch, I think they're reloading. Based upon what we saw in the lineup, they've got quality kids throughout, and while they might not have a whole lot of experience with some of the wrestlers graduating, they've got quality wrestlers. We saw tonight 69-6 junior high and JV matchups. So I think they're reloaded, and tonight I think it's going to prove to be a very, very powerful matchup in a newly realigned division that's going to be extremely competitive this year.
That was a heck of a match last night. Mechanicsburg and Big Spring tied, Mechanicsburg winning on criteria, that being most falls. So if that one last night is anything like we're hoping for tonight, stay tuned. It's going to be a heck of an evening of wrestling here at Mechanicsburg. So that wraps up our Select Medical First Choice pre-match show. Stay tuned. Mechanicsburg and Middletown coming your way next on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free homeownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of homeownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here, from delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here, from fine dining to home-style cooking, exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
You don't think about physical therapy until you need it. When an injury occurs, think Select Physical Therapy. Select leads the way in providing patients with clinical expertise using the latest medical research and techniques. Our team provides physical and hand therapy, pre- and post-surgery, work injury rehabilitation, and much more. With several locations in the Harrisburg area, let Select return you to activity at home, work, or play. Select Physical Therapy. Recovery starts here.
United Concordia Dental has been insuring Central Pennsylvania for over 40 years. Whether you're looking for group, family, or individual coverage, United Concordia has the right plan to fit your specific needs. United Concordia also prides itself on its commitment to the community through its efforts to arrange free dental services for the underserved and its charitable contributions throughout the area. United Concordia not only takes care of your smile, we give you something to smile about.
Pizza Hut's $10 any pizza deal is back.
Any pizza, topping, sizes.
Just $10. A veggie lover's pizza.
Just $10.
The meat lover's pizza.
Just $10. An ultimate cheese lover's pizza.
Just $10.
Tomato.
Red onions.
Ham. Bam!
Signed, sealed.
Delivery, dine in, or carry.
Out of this world pizza.
Just $10. Pizza Hut's $10 any pizza deal is back.
Let me reiterate.
Or perhaps translate.
Now that's how you make it great.
We know. Come see us. At Brenner Nissan, we know you want guarantees when you buy your cars. So at Brenner Nissan, we guarantee you'll get a better deal here by $500. Or that car is yours. That's right. At Brenner Nissan, we guarantee you'll get a better deal here by $500. Or that car is yours. No games, no gimmicks. Call 1-877-BRENNER. Brenner Nissan. We know guarantees.
Welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School, getting ready for the Mechanicsburg Wildcats and the Middletown Blue Raiders. We're going to get started tonight at 113 pounds. Our first match of the night, and we are starting with a forfeit at 113. The winner for Mechanicsburg is going to be Tyler Hoover. So he gets the 6 points. So just like that, Mechanicsburg on top by a score of 6-0. So now we're going to move on to 120 pounds for Mechanicsburg. That is going to be Logan Green. He will be opposed by Zach Ulrich of Middletown.
Zach Ulrich, a very accomplished wrestler, 6th placed in the States last year and sure to come back and compete at a high level this year. Expectations to make it to the state finals and do well. Quick takedown by Zach. Zach wrestling Logan Green, a sophomore. Had a decent record last year, but sure going against a tough seasoned opponent. Probably will show what kind of medal he has here, because I'm sure Zach will be pushing him the entire time.
Ulrich, place winner in the individual championships last year at the PIAA level.
Right now working legs, attempting to put the arm behind. Extend, he cannot lock up until he's in criteria. Appears that he's starting the back count. For those of you unfamiliar with wrestling, 2 seconds after they break the scapula, past 45 degrees, it'll be 2 points. 5 seconds, 3 points, and right now he's earned the 3 points. Now switching to a headlock, has to keep it above the elbow. This is going to be difficult to get out of, and probably will end up in a pinning situation here. Very tight.
Under a minute to go, first period, 120 pounds.
And you got it tight there. Very difficult to come out of, using all your energy to attempt to try to move. Logan Green putting up a difficult fight, but when you get parallel here with double grapevine in, it's going to be tough. Great fight by Logan Green. Really good fight.
Just to stay off his end.
Yeah, not only that, he earns a reversal.
So that makes it 4-2 now, or actually 7-2 with those back points. So Ulrich on top, 7-2. Final 10 seconds of the first period.
It's moments like that that reveal your character and certainly set a tone for what you're going to do in the future. You could either lay there and get pinned or fight off, and Logan Green really showed some mettle there.
Showed some mettle, but he unfortunately is at the short end of a 7-2 score after the opening 2 minutes. If you are new to the sport of wrestling, 3 periods, each 2 minutes in length. You accumulate points for various moves, takedowns, reversals, escapes, back points. The object, of course, is to put the opponent on his back, pin the shoulders to the mat.
For 2 seconds. Most times people think when their shoulders hit the mat, it's supposed to be over. It's got to be for 2 full seconds. Quick tilt there by Zach Ulrich. Working again, going across his own back, trying to run a half in it and a tight waist. Got his elbow caught a little bit deep there. Just riding here. Now again, an attempt at a roll through tilt, cross wrist tilt, something you see a lot being perfected by the Central Dolphin wrestlers.
Three more points now. So
now he's got him in a half. He's going to pound this down. Again, pinning combination here. He needs to settle back, try to get parallel chest to chest, put his entire weight on him. And let me tell you, folks, that's not comfortable.
And that's it. That's all she writes at 120. Zach Ulrich wins the pin at 120. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
For generations, Caterpillar has delivered innovative products that help customers build strong, profitable businesses. And for more than 60 years, Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company has been Pennsylvania's source for first-class Caterpillar equipment, service, parts, and rentals. With 26 locations across Pennsylvania, we've grown right alongside our customers, delivering on our commitment to provide a superior experience and maximum value. Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company, helping Pennsylvania prosper since 1948.
Back to Mechanicsburg, we move on to 126 pounds. For Middletown, it's going to be Todd Hoover. Against John Martinez. Todd Hauser of Middletown, John Martinez of Mechanicsburg. 126 pounds. The overall match score after 2 bouts, 6-6.
Quick 2 by Todd, right into a cradle, knee in the side. He's got his forehead right in the side of the temple, attempting to use the knee to leverage him out. And a quick pin.
Quick. Just 24 seconds in. We have our second pin of the night. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
As you can see, last year I was just a little kid. Advanced Hoops shows me and my friends dribbling, shooting, and defense. Our favorite game is dribbling knockout and shooting knockout. Advanced Hoops!
Join us for our Christmas clinic and winter skill builders for ages 5 to 14. Register online or call today.
Action fast and furious here at Mechanicsburg tonight. We've wrestled 2 matches so far. We're actually in the third. First was a forfeit, but the 2 that did go to the mat ended up as being pins for the visiting Middletown Blue Raiders. And they have an early lead after 3 bouts, score 12-6 in the team score. Now we move on to 132 pounds. For Middletown, it's Bobby Johnson taking on John Vega of Mechanicsburg. And while this one gets underway, we're glad to welcome to the table and on headsets, reporter from the Carlisle Sentinel newspaper. Let's welcome David Rung. Dave was with us last week, and Dave, welcome back again.
All right, thanks for having me again.
Saw David a little earlier in the week at a Nazareth-Cumberland Valley matchup, and I know the Sentinel has been doing a great job of providing wrestling coverage, and I know he's their resident wrestling expert. Anything you want to add for tonight?
Well, I think we're going to see a closer one than we saw last week there. I think Middletown probably matches up a little better with Mechanicsburg. And after seeing Cedar Cliff there, it looks like this might be the match to decide second place in the Keystone.
Can we see a match tonight like Mechanicsburg was involved in last night? Were you at that one at Big Spring?
No, I didn't get to see that one. We did have a reporter there, but yeah, second one in the area to come down to criteria in 2 weeks.
Maybe one of these nights we'll be lucky enough to get one on the live telecast.
I think we're all circling that Bowling Springs, Bermudian Springs one. I'm sure that'll be a barn burner, but we got a whole lineup of quality wrestling matches all throughout the year.
Opening period, 132 pounds. Bobby Johnson of Middletown against John Vega of Mechanicsburg. The bout is still scoreless, but Middletown on top in the team score by a count of 12-6.
Some real young folks in the early part of the lineup here from Mechanicsburg. Jonathan, just a freshman.
Also plays baseball for the Wildcats.
Nice outside single leg by Bobby Johnson, scoring first 2 points of the match while we're winding down seconds here. Looks like the end of the first period will end up 2-0. Bobby Johnson from Middletown.
So once again, just like last week, Middletown coming out, showing some good skill in the opening matches. So they had the early lead against Cedar Cliff, and they have the early lead here again tonight against Mechanicsburg.
Decision is going to Middletown. Bobby Johnson, who chooses the bottom position. You get 3 choices when the period begins, either bottom, top, neutral, or actually you could defer if it's your choice. In this case, Bobby Johnson chooses the defensive position. He's got a bar in, not very deep. Got to secure that along with the other arm and an anchor on the other side before you start to run that. Bottom guy fighting for hands, attempting to stay inside, get the guy's arms out from underneath his own, working up from their base. Now he's in a stand-up position. He's got to peel the hands. He earns a 1 neutral.
John Vega, Mechanicsburg, still looking for his first victory on the year. He's 0-4 so far this season.
So Johnson in on a double again, is going to score. Working underneath now, trying to lock up some sort of tilt move. Back down. Again, he's got a 2-on-1 there underneath the crotch. He's going to try to roll through to earn a tilt. He's got to catch him with his leg, or he's got to sturdy him there. He certainly wasn't able to catch him on the other side. Now working a cradle situation. Near side cradle. Needs to get his head in the side. Looks like we've got blood time here. Blood time on Middletown. For those of you who don't know, there's 5 minutes allotted for blood time. They start the clock running. The trainers come over, they address whatever the area that is that's bleeding. Once the bleeding stops, the clock stops. Then there's an opportunity for cleanup of both the match and the wrestler. Once the cleanup has occurred, they get back into the same position they were where the blood had been identified. So in this case, we'll end up with Bobby Johnson in the offensive position and Jonathan Vega in the defensive position. And they got this stuff to a science in the wrestling match. They stuff them and send them. Try to get it plugged up as quickly as possible and get back to action.
Kind of like boxing, where you have to have a good cut man in the corner.
Yeah, here, I know we've got Sandy. There's not too many better people than Sandy. He's seen a lot of wrestling. He's also down at the state championships, district championships. These guys know how to get them back quick.
End of the second period, 132-pound match. It's Bobby Johnson of Middletown, 5-0 with the lead over John Vega of Mechanicsburg. Final 2 minutes in this one is underway.
I guess if you want to join us on Facebook, you can like us on
Just
Facebook.
like our page.
Put the thumbs up with High School Sports Live if you like the wrestling action.
Pictures, schedules, information about upcoming broadcasts. Just like us, High School Sports Live, in quotes.
That's all right. It's a real great opportunity for all wrestling fans in Central Pennsylvania. Great quality wrestling. Being able to bring this to you on live is a privilege, and I know all of you viewers out there, I think this is the start off to a great season, and we look forward to continuing to do this and provide you some quality wrestling live.
Not much has changed as we approach the 1 minute mark left in our 132-pound match this evening. Vega gets on the board with the 1-point escape so that he still trails 5-1 with under 50 seconds to go. George, when you're in a situation like this in the final minute and you're trailing, do you really just pull out all the stops and do you just go for it?
Well, I think you can't do what he had just done. Obviously, one of the things you can't do is get yourself out of position. You need to be aggressive, but you need to keep yourself in a good quality scoring position, change your levels, and attempt to try to do something offensively that can result in 2 points. And clearly, if you're too aggressive, you end up just like that, giving up 2 more points and putting some distance in between you and the opponent. So I think the key for wrestling is always position, position, position. You need to keep yourself in a quality position. Don't get out of position. And the higher level wrestling you get, it's more technically about staying in that proper position. Head position, body position, and no wasted motion. Trying to stuff on the head there. Half-hearted attempt. Again, a lot about hand control and wrist control. They're down there working, trying to get control of the hands and then trying to work up. You got to get them off your wrists there.
We are done at 132 pounds. Bobby Johnson of Middletown, the winner by a count of 7-1. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
138-pound match now coming up. Middletown on top of Mechanicsburg by a score of 15-6.
Wrestling 138 pounds for Middletown, North Middletown, Chad Skelly.
138, Chad Skelly of Mechanicsburg against Bryce Killian of Middletown.
Bryce Killian, certainly an experienced wrestler, one that has done extremely well both in the district level and also advancing on to the state tournament. I know he's got high expectations and will be one of the top wrestlers in the state this year. Very aggressive, great positioning. Know his father. I know he's also very competitive, and he's got the competitive spirit as well as the skill to be able to drive him towards potentially a state place winning spot this year at the end of the year individually. Nice cross wrist tilt, wasn't able to catch him.
David Rung of the Carlisle Sentinel sitting in with us, and Mechanicsburg, David, had a tough match last night, and obviously high school wrestlers are used to wrestling multiple times in a given day. Is there an advantage or disadvantage having matches on successive nights where you have a really tough emotional match one night and you have to come back and try to do it again the next night?
I think the fact that there was tons of close matches last night and a lot of guys had to go the full 6 minutes. I think it was might be more of an emotional or mental thing rather than a physical thing. Like you said, they're used to wrestling 2, 3, 4 matches in one day at tournaments, so that won't be a problem coming back tonight. But emotionally, I think that tight loss might affect them.
There is one benefit to wrestling back-to-back. You're able to get an extra pound in weigh-ins for both teams. If you wrestle on consecutive days, each day you wrestle, you get a pound weight allowance for that additional day. So there's the ability to maybe have at least an extra apple or pear, but for wrestlers it doesn't mean a whole lot.
especially this early part of the season where they're trying to figure out where they're going to fall in weight-wise.
Yeah. Early in the season, would 1 pound really make that much of a difference for some of these guys?
Look, cutting weight is something that I certainly I'm glad I don't have to do anymore. I remember my brother sitting across and eating Oreo cookies while I'm eating my broiled fish and chicken every night of the week with a glass of water. So these guys really are, there's a different way for them to lose weight. They don't, there's a weight allowance program. They're not allowed to drop significant pounds. I think a lot more safety has been thought about in the weight loss program. So, but it's still, you got to get down early, and maintaining that weight is critically important. And I assure you, these guys aren't eating big dinners after they're finished.
Bryce Killian of Middletown on top of this one by a score of 4-1. The visiting Blue Raiders have won the last 3 matches. They're on top by a score of 15-6.
Another 2-point tilt. He's trying to earn another cheap one before the end of the period. He's got a cross wrist lock, and he's trying to secure it with an anchor there in a arm bar.
So first 2-minute period is in the books at 138 pounds. Take another look at this one. Bryce Killian leading Chad Skelly 6-1. Second period.
You got to wait until the whistle and set. In that case, Mechanicsburg wrestler jumped early, which results in a caution. You get 2 cautions before the other wrestler is awarded a point.
2 cautions for the same thing, or any 2 cautions?
It would be 2 cautions for anything. So you know, any false start, you get 2 warnings and then successive points, and those points could run up the entire match. In this case, he lets him out for an escape. 1 more point for Killian. Makes the match 7-1. Nice throw by. Double move together, right into a single. Now he's trying to switch to a double.
.30 seconds in second period.
Chad Skelly's a senior here, so he's been around a while. I think he's got a career record of 47 and 34, so some guy that's seen a lot of experience out here. Against a quality wrestler in Bryce Killian from Middletown.
You can tell Skelly's doing what you were talking about last match, where he's not getting himself in bad positions. I think that also shows from being a senior.
Yeah, he does. And when you're wrestling a quality wrestler, it's a matter of trying to keep yourself in good position, not extending yourself. And he's also playing good defense, even when he's out of position. He's able to sprawl. Now he's got a wizard in. If he covers up both legs here, there you go. That earns 2. Probably should have just hung there with the wizard. Could have probably kept it in a neutral position, but covering up 2 was Bryce Killian for a 9-1 lead. Again, from the top position, you don't want much space. You want to stay in there tight. Bottom position, you're trying to create space in order to loosen it up, get hand control, and try to get out. In this case, Bryce Killian stands strong on him. And again, good escape. I'll tell you, Skelly is showing some resolve here against a quality kid. Nice outside single. Killian holding on to the wizard there. He really needs to either bring that up off the mat or square it up and move straight across the body in an angle. Stalemate position.
George, you mentioned that Skelly's doing a nice job, even though he's trailing by 7 points. Is there such a thing as a moral victory here? I mean, you lose, but in a way, you actually win because of the way you lose?
Sure. I mean, in this case, Bryce Killian is clearly somebody of great pedigree. He's going to be ranked near the top in the district. And if you can stay in with a quality opponent and stay aggressive and stay confident, you can build on that. So yes, the answer is yes, you can earn a moral victory. But there is a clear objective, and that is to be ahead of the score or win at the end of the match. And I think Skelly still trying to attempt to score here and keep it close. Killian, nice dump. Just out of bounds there, but he worked a nice fireman's carry there. Just came up to the line a little too quick before he was in control. Inside position. Little surprise. You need to not, Killian needs to watch his head position, needs to work that inside tie, gain control. There's a nice throw by. That's called a good counter move there.
Taking advantage of the other guy's aggressiveness.
Yep. He was a little too aggressive, and when you come in, if you're out of position, you can use that momentum against you, and he did that very well in that position. Nice outside single. Now he has to finish.
So wrestling really isn't just brute strength. There is a lot more to technique than maybe the average fan might not realize.
A whole lot to technique. There's hips, there's angles, there's the ability to finish. I mean, again, nice fireman's carry and dump there, earning him 2. But the key is you can get in on a single leg, but you need to finish it. You need to work the angle. You don't need to hang there on the leg, no wasted motion. And as soon as you get in, you need to create that angle and finish.
Okay, Killian right now with a 9-point lead. That would be a major decision. Would give Middletown 4 more points in the team standing. And if you're not familiar with wrestling, decision, you get 3 points for your team if you win by 7 points or less. Major decision, 8 to 14-point victory, you get 4 points. A technical fall, 15-point advantage. The match stops and you get 5 points. And of course, either the pin, forfeit, injury, or default is worth 16 points. Closing seconds, 138 pounds. Bryce Killian in control. He is from Middletown. About ready to put the final wraps on a 13-4 victory over Chad Skelly of Mechanicsburg. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
You don't think about physical therapy until you need it. When an injury occurs, think Select Physical Therapy. Select leads the way in providing patients with clinical expertise using the latest medical research and techniques. Our team provides physical and hand therapy, pre- and post-surgery, work injury rehabilitation, and much more. With several locations in the Harrisburg area, let Select return you to activity at home, work, or play. Select Physical Therapy. Recovery starts here.
Welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA. Middletown with a 19-6 lead over the host Mechanicsburg Wildcats. We move on to 145 pounds. It's Will Botterbush of Middletown taking on Tristan Skelly. You saw his brother Chad the previous match. This is brother Tristan, 145 pounds.
But Tristan had a great record last year, 25-15. He qualified for the District 3 tournament, and so far his overall records 29-16 and 5-1 this year. So young Tristan Skelly seems to be a wrestler we should pay attention to based upon his early success.
He was an important part of that Mechanicsburg team last year that had all the upper weight guys and upperclassmen guys that were really good, and he was a guy that really helped them get those extra points down below too.
David Runga, the Carlisle Sentinel, sitting in with us, and Dave, you said this match is probably going to decide second place in Mid-Penn Keystone. Surprised at all at Middletown? I mean, you're reeling off 4 straight wins here in the last 4 bouts.
Not in the lightweights. That's where they're strong. I mean, you have Killian and Alaric that are, they know what they're doing. They're going to get bonus points almost every time out, and they definitely have some more strength. You saw it against Cedar Cliff too, although it was at the end of the match that they started getting the points in lower weights.
Surprisingly, though, I was expecting Killian to earn, a couple more points for Middletown. Yeah. So I think that was a moral and a victory in saving points there for Mechanicsburg. But this Tristan Kelly, he's got the look of a wrestler, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's got the leg shape already. It looks like he's been doing a lot of technique in the room. You can just see the physique even for a young guy. He looks like a wrestler.
Yes.
Good position.
Well, having an older brother who's wrestled 80 matches in his career, it certainly helps, doesn't it?
Well, I remember we used to clear out the living room, get the coal stove stoked up, and my brother, while he played basketball, was my dummy all the time. And I think by the end of my career, he hated wrestling. So in this case, the younger brother seems like he's going to give it back.
Final 30 seconds, opening period, 145 pounds. Will Botterbush of Middletown in the yellow.
That was nice. Really nice.
It's Tristan Skelly of Mechanicsburg in the gray.
Great counter by Botterbush there. Throw by and spin around. After a decent shot by Skelly. I mean, that was a quality wrestling move there.
And that move has given Botterbush the lead. He's now on top by a count of 3-2.
Then you need to return your opponent or be making an attempt to return your opponent to the back. If he back down to the mat, if he's not, he's going to get called for stalling. Referee Tim Lynch applying the rule appropriately. If they stay on their feet without returning into the mat, he can continue to call him for stalling.
End of the first period. Got a good one here at 145 pounds. Will Botterbush of Middletown with a 3-2 lead over Tristan Skelly of Mechanicsburg.
Again, coach is urging him to cut him. He was close to warning him for stalling again. He earns one for an escape, but was close to a stalling one and a one escape. So thank goodness he heeded the coach's advice and screaming and pounding from the side, or else could have been a two-pointer.
Things have kind of picked up here in the second period. Do wrestlers kind of go through a little feeling out period maybe in that opening 2 minutes to get a feel of maybe what the other guy's trying to do, and then you make your move in the second?
They do, but in this case, I think Skelly really came out with a couple nice shots. He's tried to establish control, and it was clear that Botterbush was able to counter well. So, you know, you want to figure out how you spend your energy. I think Skelly tried to dictate the pace. Botterbush provided a couple counters. Now I think we're in for a match. Both guys keeping good head position. Working for the inside tie, working for inside control and position. Nice throw by, into a double leg. That was nice. You see how you put two things together. Throw by, straight into the double leg and finish it. That was a good sequence of moves. Sometimes it doesn't take one, it takes putting two together. And that was a good display by Skelly.
That two-point takedown has given Skelly a 5-3 lead now in our match at 145 pounds. Check out our new website, folks. That's hsslivetv.com. We've got upcoming schedules for our television coverage, pictures, as well as a chance for you to vote for our wrestler of the match. It's on hsslivetv.com.
Something for you guys to see out there. When you throw legs in, especially to try to stop the guy from coming out, if you're throwing them as they're standing up, that can be viewed as stalling. In that case, got to give credit to referee Tim Lynch again, which is tough for me to do, for all of you who know Tim Lynch as a fellow official. I think he applied the appropriate rule there again and warned the offensive wrestler for stalling. You can't use the putting in legs as the guy's already standing up as a tactic to avoid an escape.
It's now 5-4 as we are in the closing seconds of the second period at 145 pounds.
He's got to cover up the second leg. 2 seconds, 1 second. He's not going to have enough time.
Second period in the books. It's Tristan Skelly of Mechanicsburg with a 5-4 lead over Will Botterbush of Middletown. We're inviting you To vote for our wrestler of the match, all you have to do is go to www.pasportslivetv.com and register your opinion on what you're seeing tonight. And then later on, after we wrap everything up tonight, stay tuned for our Carnes post-game show.
I don't know about wrestler of the match, but I know this is the match of the night so far. Clearly a quality match. He's got him turned. He's got him turned. There he goes. Up. Only earned a 1 count. Now he goes into a Jacobs. He can't earn it. Again, he's got the bottom leg trapped. He needs to either turn him. Clearly the Middletown wrestler is in not a good position. He's got to come across here, but he's fighting with the out of bounds line as well.
Skelly trying to pull him back in.
That's not a comfortable spot either. Both legs in there entangled. There he goes. He's counting. Didn't earn 1 yet. Only a 1 count. Only a 1 count. Out of bounds. Hearing some boos from the crowd. I didn't see supporting points from both wrestlers out of bounds, but referee deciding to call them out.
Under a minute to go, 1:45. Things starting to pick up now. These two wrestlers picking up the pace.
Mechanicsburg wrestler, Skelly in control. On his feet, needs to bring him back down to the mat. He's making an attempt. He doesn't actually have to bring him down, but he's making an attempt. So no stalling there. He's got a wrist, cross body. Hanging onto that with both hands.
Under 30.
Really not a time to put your head on the mat for Botterbush. He needs to be working to get out. Actually calling the defensive wrestler for stalling, which awards 1 point to Skelly, giving him a 6-4 lead. Can't wrestle with your head on the mat.
And that's going to go into the books. Well, less than a second left, 9/10 of a second to go.
He was working a power half there and cranked the shoulder past the point where it was not a really good position for Botterbush, calling it potentially dangerous with less than a second to go.
And that does it, 145 pounds. Tristan Skelly of Mechanicsburg, a 6-4 win over Will Botterbush in Middletown. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
This new diet, half and half's awesome.
Best part's the lemonade. Best part's the tea. Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade!
So which half is your favorite?
And they're blended so perfectly, who cares? Tasty tea, tangy lemonade, 10 calories. Snapple diet, half and half. Made from the best stuff on earth.
Tristan Skelly of Mechanicsburg ends the run of 4 straight victories by the Middletown Blue Raiders. And he pulls the Wildcats to within 10 points on the scoreboard, as Middletown leads it by a score of 19-9 as we move on to our 152-pound match. Middletown is going to be Zach Buell, he of the pink shoes. We remember those vividly from last week, don't we, George?
How can I forget?
Taking on Sam Marsicano of Mechanicsburg.
Since I'm wearing pink tonight, I can't make any more comments about the pink shoes.
You need to get the shoes next week to complete the outfit. What do you say?
There's only certain things I will do, and pink shoes isn't one of them.
I thought maybe you have a Santa hat or something tonight, George. You disappointed me.
Next week.
Okay.
I think these are the kind of matchups that really determine the outcome of the matches. These wrestlers who are probably about 500 wrestlers who provide the close matchup changes, and the ones who win this match usually determine the outcome.
Marsicano of Mechanicsburg with the early lead there with the 2-point takedown.
Just 2-on-1 there, riding parallel.
Marsicano of Mechanicsburg was wrestling at the JV level last year, making the jump to varsity this year. Record of 3-2 so far on the season.
Important to note, when you're in the offensive position, you need to not be parallel to the other wrestler. You need to be perpendicular, trying to work out to the side, trying to get the guy to his hip, moving him into a near fall position. In this case, he's throwing legs. If he throws the legs, he needs to, again, use them and not just hang there. He's got to put a combination together, bump the guy to his hip, figure out a way to get him into some sort of criteria. I know a lot about riding legs. I used to stall with them all the time. So it's a disadvantage to those individuals who like to ride legs. They need to use them.
Sam Marsicano of Mechanicsburg, 2-0 lead after one period over Zach Buell of Middletown. And Marsicano coming back nicely as he was the victim of a technical fall last night in the match down at Big Spring. Comes back tonight with the 2-0 lead after one period.
That's it, right from the whistle. Got to his feet, peeled the hands, was able to earn one escape for a 3-0 victory. 3-0 lead. Again, this match critical to the outcome of tonight. These are one of those toss-ups.
Do coaches actually sit there and look at the 14 different classes and realize, okay, we're going to win these and we're probably going to lose these, and these are the key ones, and depending on how these go, this is what's going to happen in the match?
That's the exact conversation they have before the match. They evaluate match by match, do the tally of the points, and really focus on the critical areas that are going to be close and try to pick up bonus points in the areas that they think they're stronger. That's exactly the strategy employed by the coaches.
That's why earlier you were saying it was only a 4-point decision. You were expecting maybe a 5 or 6 point. So therefore, those perhaps lacking point or two could
make the difference.
Make a difference in the outcome.
Yep.
Halfway through, 152 pounds. Sam Marsicano, Mechanicsburg with a 5-2 lead over Zach Buell.
Again, we've got Marsicano, not to be confused with Marsico.
Right.
Is here in a leg situation again. Not doing a whole lot. Wouldn't be surprised to see the referee call the top man for stalling. Really just hanging there, throwing legs as a way to stop the other guy, but not working any kind of combination that's going to derive into any additional points. As an official, this is one of those situations where it's under your discretion, but if you're staying parallel, you're not working a whole lot. You really have a responsibility as the offensive wrestler to do that, and it's in the prerogative of the official to call stalling if there's no combinations worked.
2 periods down, 1 to go at 152 pounds. It's Sam Marsicano of Mechanicsburg leading Zach Buell of Middletown, 5-2. But the visitors on top in the team score by a score of 19-9.
Buell choosing the defensive positions, critical for him to get out here, or a reversal. Don't give up any points early. An escape and a takedown ties the matchup. A reversal, he needs to keep this close. He needs to earn points right here as early as he possibly can to try to put himself in a position to tie or go ahead. Again, offensive wrestler here, Marsicano, really not doing a whole lot. Staying parallel. I won't be surprised the fans don't start calling out to the official here soon. I know I am from the broadcast booth.
Get out there and tell them how it's done, right?
You know, really you have to be working out to the perpendicular side of the guy. If you're on there parallel, you're not going to allow the bottom wrestler to do a whole lot. Of course, the bottom wrestler needs to have will and stand up and create space, but if you're in that level of a position, you can hang on like that for 2 minutes, not give up any points, and it's a real disadvantage to the defensive wrestling. Again, he's just got one-on-ones here. I don't see any real attempt to earn any points.
Could that be part of the strategy? He has a 3-point lead and figures if I just get out of here with this, I'm happy?
Absolutely, and the longer you can get away with it, the more you stay there. That's why it's incumbent upon the official really to keep the match moving in a case like this and, you know, do the stalling warning. Again, just a one-on-one and a back ankle. This is, clearly looking at the clock.
"15 seconds.
And now it's even more difficult because you're in a scramble position. You won't call a stall there. You'll call a stalemate. So perfect strategy of being employed by Marsicano and not being forced with the stalling call to change. Probably will ride out to a 5-2 victory. First real attempt, now he's turning.
At the buzzer.
Points.
San Marsicano of Mechanicsburg, a 5-2 victory over Zach Buell of Middletown. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
Hello, can I help you? Oh, no need to worry, Mrs. Smith. My grandfather is Russ Failer himself, and he has been in business for over 30 years. At Russ's Auto and Trailer Sales, we have it all. We specialize in selling a complete line of trailers, a variety of used cars, and campers. Our service department can do it all. And we even have a nice guy named Justin who answers the phone.
Russ's Auto and Trailer Sales.
And what do we tell him, Maddie?
Nobody fusses at Russ's. I'm the real boss.
Max Saver here at Carnes Foods, where you'll always find a ton of great deals from groceries to meat department.
There's no place like Carnes for the holidays with fresh holiday turkeys, fruit baskets, holiday pies, cakes, and frozen extra jumbo shrimp for only $6.99 a pound. Plus, right now, Carnes has incredible savings like Levy's whole semi-boneless hams, only $1.99 a pound. Whole smoked Kunzler, Burke's, or Carnes double smoked boneless hams, only $2.89 a pound. And USDA choice whole T-bone short loins, just $4.88 a pound.
Carnes, over 3,000 items on sale every day in every store.
Welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School. Fans of all ages enjoying this one. As we move on to 160 pounds, this is one that you kind of circled at the start of the night and said, we can't wait to see this one go on. This is Mitchell Ramsey of Mechanicsburg taking on Stephen Kane of Middletown. Second time these wrestlers have gone at it this year. They met in the Cumberland Valley Kickoff Classic. And Kane was the winner in that one by a count of 2-1 to take third place in that tournament.
These are, again, two experienced wrestlers. Mitchell Ramsey with an 82-25 record overall. He was 29-7 last year and a 3-time district qualifier. Placed 4th in District 3 tournament in the last 2 years. Clearly a quality wrestler. Stephen Kane as well. Both guys match up well. Both guys have a lot of skill, and I think this again could be one of those competitive toss-up matches that could prove to make a difference in the outcome.
And if you follow Mechanicsburg sports or Mid-Penn sports in general, you might recognize the name Mitchell Ramsey. He was the starting quarterback for the Wildcat football team.
I know a lot of football coaches discourage kids from wrestling. I think there's nothing better for football kids than to come out for wrestling. And physique, body control, being in shape, all those critically important to football.
Ramsey with the early takedown and the early 2-0 lead.
Well, I want a wrestler as a quarterback. What do you think?
I want to thank David Rung of the Carlisle Sentinel for sitting in with us for the first half of the matches tonight. And now joining us from the Harrisburg Patriot News, Jeremy Elliott, back for a second time at the table.
How you guys doing?
So far, so good. Same as Middletown right now, on top by a score of 19-12. Does that surprise you at all?
No, they make their bread and butter through the lower weights usually, and I really expected them to have a lead at this point.
It's Ramsey of Mechanicsburg with a 2-0 lead over Kane of Middletown.
Ramsey working a tight waist. Trying to go from side to side, keeping Kane off balance, trying to stay tight, break him down to the mat, get his face to the mat. Working wrist control underneath. Kane needs to get his head off the mat. Short time here. Again, not doing a whole lot, working a one-on-one. He needs to, again, start to try to work towards a turn, but not being pushed. He's going to ride it out.
And that does it for the first period. With 100, it's Mitchell Ramsey, Mechanicsburg, with a 2-0 lead.
Got Ramsey, his choice. He selects the defensive position here. Second period, up 2-0. Putting 1 and 2 moves together here. Earns 2. Close to near fall there, but wasn't able to catch him and keep him there. Kane doing a good job of putting his hip flat to the mat and avoiding any near fall points.
We're early in the season, and this is already the second time these guys have gone at it. Is there an advantage to one or the other? I mean, do you have an advantage having beat the guy before, or do you maybe use that to your advantage because the fact maybe you lost the first time around?
These guys know each other so much because they wrestle so much through club and throughout the summer. There's a little bit of a mental advantage if you keep beating a guy. It's definitely more difficult to trying to find a way to beat a guy that maybe matches up against you as opposed to being the dominant wrestler in the matchup. I mean, for Ramsey, this is a big match because they have high expectations for him this year. He didn't have a great tournament the first week at the CV Classic. Kind of needs a big win kind of to springboard into the rest of the season as far as confidence-wise. But he looks like he's doing the job here as winning the scrambles.
And also, as you're aware, Jeremy, as a wrestler, a lot of it's between the ears.
Right, right.
You need to have great conditioning. You need to have the ability to have the toughness. You need to have the skill. But mentally, if you're in a position to be confident, to know you're going to win, to know you're not going to be taken down, you really have the ability to go out there with confidence to be able to execute what you know you're capable of. And if you haven't beaten a guy, you can't hesitate. You're
Right.
second guessing a shot. You're not figuring out a way to finish. You're worried about what position you may be in. Provides you a disadvantage, and hesitation in wrestling causes you not to be able to finish and not to be able to win.
Right, and Rams, if you have two like wrestlers, the advantage could be you just match up well and you continuously beat that guy. There's the mental edge, and that's all you need.
But again, one-on-one on one side, really not doing a whole lot. And I'll tell you, the official's not calling any stalling calls. I've always been there.
There you go.
As I said, he must have heard me from the sideline.
Yeah, I've been really surprised by some of the calls along the edge here, especially in I think it was the last match. But, if it's called both ways, then, it's okay.
For me, I think that's less important, but when you have a guy who is riding parallel, not being forced to a stalling call to do anything about it, why not take the chance to hang on throughout the period when it's in a close match? That's why I think you got to be consistent in stalling calls, and you got to call. I know it's a judgment call, but clearly I don't see it being used assertively enough to keep these matches flowing. It's not only good for the fans, but it's fair to the defensive wrestler who's trying to work out of that position.
Sure.
Fast-moving match at 160. We're just underway in the third period. Mitchell Ramsey, Mechanicsburg, with a 4-0 lead for Stephen Kane of Middletown.
So again, no overexertion even as they came up to their feet. Try to stay in good position the entire way, not get out of position. Attempted a throw by.
I think Ramsey also knows they need this match.
Yep.
So even if it's just a decision, he can't afford to take a shot, maybe get rolled on his back. So I can understand him being a little careful here, especially the way Kane wrestled against Cedar Cliff. Looked really, really good last Thursday.
I'll tell you, right there, it appeared that Ramsey used his head a little bit as a weapon. I mean, don't mind somebody being aggressive and really taking it to him, but you got to be careful that you don't use it as a weapon.
Let's take another look at that one.
Again, you got to keep your head. You can do it, but you can't use it as a weapon. And in the replay, it didn't look that bad.
No, I didn't.
To be honest, he stayed square, used his head, moved forward, and I think the referee made the right determination. No unnecessary roughness there. You can't use it as a weapon, but you can clearly stay squared up, and if you're coming aggressively forward, that's completely legal.
He was looking at the target.
You want to keep your head up,
right.
You want to stay square, and you want to move through the target.
Break like this late in the match, is it beneficial to either wrestler to be able to catch their breath?
Both of them. Take it from experience. You try to suck up any wins you can during the middle of a break. Third period in a 4-0 tight match. Again, injury timeout. There's a minute 30 for injury. Second injury time, if you take it, you offer the other guy the opportunity to take position from wherever they want on the mat. A lot different than when I wrestled. We had multiple injury times in 2 minutes. Really has discouraged the use of the ability to suck wind late in the match. I mean, you can't do it anymore. You get one injury timeout, you better not waste it.
It keeps the flow of the match going, I think, as well.
I think that was a great rule change. I'm not fans of a lot of the rule changes. I think they've taken some of the toughness away because of liability, but I think the injury time one was a great addition when they put that in. Has kept up the flow of the match, and no faking and grabbing in areas that aren't hurt to catch your breath. I never did that, though, Jeremy. No.
Sure you did. That's your story, and you're sticking by it.
Those who know me know better than that.
Mitchell Ramsey of Mechanicsburg inches the Wildcats a little bit closer to the Middletown Blue Raiders. Going to go into the books as a 4-0 victory over Stephen Kane, 160 pounds. Watching High School Sports Live, ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
There's nothing like a little one-on-one time at home with family. These times make the best memories, and all of them need protection. You can find that protection with the Capital Region Insurance Agency. Affordable protection and superior service from Erie Insurance. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you. Call the Capital Region Insurance Agency for a quote today. 717-731-1142.
Welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA. We move on now to 170 pounds. After the 160-pound victory by Mitchell Ramsey of Mechanicsburg, Middletown still leads it by a score of 19-15. Middletown had 4 matches in a row that they had won. Now Mechanicsburg came back with the last 3. It's actually going to be a forfeit there at 170 pounds. It's Joey Krulak. Mechanicsburg gets victory via forfeit.
Little strategy there. Krulak, a very quality wrestler, placed 7th in the state yesterday, multiple district winner. Chose to forego that match in an attempt to try to gain a better matchup with Antonia Bennett, who was technical foul by Krulak earlier this year. Provides a much better matchup against Gokenauer, and they're going to look for Middletown to try to earn some points here and potentially some bonus points.
It was a smart move by Mike. Flip, here it comes again. The flip comes into play.
Yep. Didn't think my flip came into play that much in the match the other night, but boy.
It did.
I made the determination before the match that the home team was going to be the red band. You don't think about that in the determination.
At 182 pounds, it's Antonia Bennett. Middletown taking on Mitch Gokenauer of Mechanicsburg. And that forfeit by Joey Krulak at 170 has now pushed Mechanicsburg in front Wildcats now with their first lead of the night, score of 21-19.
I think it was a smart move by Mike.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's just about matchups. Obviously, Andonia and Joey Krulak, it's not a good matchup for Middletown. Why not bump up to face a guy who's 1-4 on the season?
And you know, Bennett, as we've seen earlier, and I've seen him several times, quality wrestler. Sometimes doesn't promote as much action as I think he's capable of. He's clearly a solid wrestler, has good technique, and if pressing, very difficult to stop against an opponent like this. So it's a matter of his activity, whether or not he's going to earn some bonus points out of it.
Also, he's a little longer than he is. Probably can throw the legs in a little more for leverage, do different things, watch the cradle.
Near side cradle, looking to earn bonus points right here.
Yep, he's got him.
There it is. The move paid off.
38 seconds left. First period, Andonia Bennett, the winner at 182 pounds. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
You don't think about physical therapy until you need it. When an injury occurs, think Select Physical Therapy. Select leads the way in providing patients with clinical expertise using the latest medical research and techniques. Our team provides physical and hand therapy, pre- and post-surgery, work injury rehabilitation, and much more. With several locations in the Harrisburg area, let Select return you to activity at home, work, or play. Select Physical Therapy. Recovery starts here.
Back and forth we go here at Mechanicsburg High School. We move on to 195 pounds. Is Middletown via the Antonio Bennett pin at 182 pounds. Has now put the Blue Raiders back on top by a count of 25-21.
Wrestling at 195 pounds for the Blue Raiders, Chris Holland. For the Wildcats, Kasheem Johnson.
At 195, it's Kasheem Johnson of Mechanicsburg taking on Chris Holloman of Middletown.
This could be high flying. Sometimes inexperienced wrestlers, they like to toss each other and look like they're testing each other out early.
Sometimes those are the better matches, you're right. They just go after it.
Not a lot of technique.
Nope.
A lot of brute strength, and it makes it exciting for the fans at home and in attendance.
Well, Johnson's a big 195, too.
He is a big kid.
He looks a lot bigger than that.
And Hallman's giving up weight here.
Nope, that's not too. Good wave off. He should have held it a little longer. There we go. This could end up. He's got him there. Ooh. Trying to switch to a headlock. Nope. Uh-oh, there it is again. Threaded the needle. He needs to come parallel. Two strong guys out there, though.
Absolutely.
This is the kind of stuff that's fun for fans here and fans at home.
And the fans here in the gymnasium really starting to get into it. Both benches, as you said, Jeremy, standing.
A flurry of points there. Trying to get it straight at the table. It indicates on the scoreboard it's 4-1. Now it's 6-1. I believe they squared it away.
Right.
I think it was two back points, an escape, and another 2 takedown.
So Chris Holloman with a 6-1 lead. With Kasheem Johnson, Mechanicsburg.
Again, not a takedown awarded yet. Still has control of that back leg. He needs to lock up that leg. That's not 2 yet. That is not 2 yet. It is now. You need to control that back leg and come inside that near arm. You got to be careful to avoid the full Nelson there. This is going to be one of those fun matches to watch. He's got a half Nelson one-on-one. There, he got it deep. This could be good night right here. He's got to sink back a little bit, try and get his chest on his chest. He's over a little too far. There we go. And of course, Tim Lynch in his Flegel form does a turnaround, slap the mat. That's the most action you'll see from the official all evening.
Chris Holloman, victorious at 195 pounds. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
This new diet, half and half's awesome.
Best part's lemonade. Best part's of tea. Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade! Tea! Lemonade!
So which half is your favorite?
And they're blended so perfectly, who cares? Tasty tea, tangy lemonade, 10 calories. Snapple diet, half and half. Made from the best stuff on earth.
Mechanicsburg. Move on to the 220-pound match. Middletown has stretched its lead to 10 points. Now it's 31-21 over the host Wildcats, with 3 matches to go.
Stay tuned, folks. We're in for a barn burner.
Move on to 220. Chris Espinosa of Middletown. That's Lucas Chestnut of Mechanicsburg.
That's correct. He's in a very interesting position here. All he needs to do is get his hips over the top, and it should be over. He's again struggling with that. There it is.
Lucas Chestnut, Mechanicsburg, by pin, winner at 220. Watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
And vote for your opinion of the wrestler of the match, HSSLiveTV.com. And we have a couple of people in contention for that title tonight. And then stay tuned. We wrap things up with our Carnes post-game show coming up a little bit later on. 2 matches to go. 4-point difference on the scoreboard.
We're in a tight one.
Move on to 285 pounds. It's Mitch Ward of Middletown against Garrett Spiewak of Mechanicsburg. 31-27. Blue Raiders on top by 4, 2 bouts to go.
Garrett seems like a football player coming out from the Wildcats. Probably an offensive lineman. 2-0 in his early budding wrestling career, starting in 11th grade. Oh! That was nice. Moves into a headlock, and it could be. Good night.
It is. 28 seconds. Garrett Spiewak, the winner at 285, puts Mechanicsburg back on top. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here, from delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here, from fine dining to home-style cooking.
Exciting nightlife to small-town charm.
Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
It all comes down to this. 1 match to go. Mechanicsburg, with 2 pins in the last 2 matches, is now taking a 33-31 lead over Middletown. And it's going to come down and be settled at the 106-pound weight class. Drew Tochterman of Mechanicsburg, Levi Sterner of Middletown.
Tochterman, as an 8th grader, won 21 and 3. He's 5 and 1 overall this year as a freshman. And Sterner, also a quality kid.
This should be really good. I'm anxious to see these 2 guys, young guys, haven't been in a really big match yet, and all the pressure's on.
It's it couldn't come down to a better contest here to end it. Folks at home are seeing a treat tonight, and folks here at Mechanicsburg's gym, 33-31 Mechanicsburg. 106-pound match, and it appears like Levi Sterner just earned 2 for the first points of the match.
Tell you, when this one's over, somebody's going to be really happy and somebody's going to be really disappointed. Talking about the fans here at Mechanicsburg tonight.
But nonetheless, all of us have been in for a really, really quality match tonight. Great to be able to bring this to the viewers at home, and this is Central Pennsylvania Wrestling, folks, brought to you live. Thanks to our sponsors. This is the kind of action we want to see week after week to be able to bring to viewers at home.
It's Sterner, 2-0 lead.
He's got a power half in. If he comes back and sinks him in, this looks bad. Now reversed it. He's got him parallel. Jumps out to the side to lock up a headlock.
He has it cinched in really hard.
It's in there very tight. Again, very difficult to get out of here. That's it.
There it is. Levi Sterner wins the match for himself and Middletown tonight.
One heck of a match, guys.
You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
He's the rest of the match.
Absolutely.
For generations, Caterpillar has delivered innovative products that help customers build strong, profitable businesses. And for more than 60 years, Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company has been Pennsylvania's source for first-class Caterpillar equipment, service, parts, and rentals. With 26 locations across Pennsylvania, we've grown right alongside our customers, delivering on our commitment to provide a superior experience and maximum value. Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company, helping Pennsylvania prosper since 1948.
Hey folks, I've never met anyone who didn't love a bargain. At Ollie's Bargain Outlet, you'll find brand name merchandise at up to 70% off the fancy store prices. We scour the world to find closeouts, package changes, overruns, bargains on Mattel, Black & Decker, Ortho, Mohawk, Bissell, Random House, and more.
New bargains arrive daily, but when they're gone, they're gone. Visit ollies.us for a store near you. Ollie's.
Good stuff, cheap!
As you can see, last year, I was just a little kid. Advanced Hoop shows me and my friends dribbling, shooting, and defense. Our favorite game is dribbling knockout and shooting knockout. Advanced Hoops!
Join us for our Christmas clinic and winter skill builders for ages 5 to 14. Register online or call today.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here. From delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here. From fine dining to home-style cooking.
Exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
Max Saver here at Carnes Foods, where you'll always find a ton of great deals from groceries to meat department.
There's no place like Carnes for the holidays, with fresh holiday turkeys, fruit baskets, holiday pies, cakes, and frozen extra jumbo shrimp for only $6.99 a pound. Plus, right now, Carnes has incredible savings, like Levy's whole semi-boneless hams, only $1.99 a pound. Whole smoked Kunzler, Burke's, or Carnes double smoked boneless hams, only $2.89 a pound. And USDA choice whole T-bone short loins, just $4.88 a pound.
Carnes, over 3,000 items on sale every day in every store.
Welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School, where the visiting Blue Raiders of Middletown come away with a 37-33 victory over the host Mechanicsburg Wildcats, thanks in part to this gentleman sitting here between George and I, Levi Sterner of Middletown at 106 pounds, comes up with a pin at 143. The final match of the night takes Middletown from a deficit, puts them into the win column. Levi, how's it feel?
Feels pretty good to put my team to a victory. So, yeah.
What's it like knowing you're out there on the mat, you need to win, and you come through not only for yourself but for your teammates?
That just made me want to wrestle even harder. I don't know, it's pretty tough though. It makes it more exciting for sure.
And Levi, when we were looking at the matchups earlier, we knew it may be close late in the game, and I know you went up against a quality opponent today in Drew. You guys met earlier in the year. Tell us what made all the difference tonight.
Well, I mean, tonight, like you said, I had to win to make my team win. So, I don't know, it put a lot of pressure on me because my coaches told me that it'd probably come down to me. And that just made me, want to wrestle real hard and just go out there and pin him.
You certainly were full of enthusiasm. You took him right down, and obviously when you had him in the position, you cinched that headlock really tight. The final closing moments, squeeze, pull back. Describe that for us.
Well, when I got in, like I started wrestling, and I went a little crazy at the beginning. As you can see, I ran him out of bounds and stuff. But my coaches told me to calm down a little bit. I didn't need the pin, but I wanted the pin for like the record and everything. So, but whenever I got on top and I put that power half in, I knew that he was going over. But when he had the headlock in, I was a little nervous that he's going to flip me over. But I just squeezed it tight, and I could tell he didn't like that very much. So
it's not a comfortable position to be on the other end of that. And you did a phenomenal job for both your team, and you capped off one heck of an evening here at Mechanicsburg's gym, and I think you're going to make it a race for the title in the new division.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Levi Sterner of Middletown, our Brenner Wrestler of the Match. You can see the excitement on his face. You can hear it in his voice. We're going to let him go and celebrate this big victory for Middletown tonight with the teammates. Levi, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks.
We'll be back next with our Carnes postgame show coming up here. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27, presented by PHFA.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here. From delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here. From fine dining to home-style cooking.
Exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
What's in a name? Everything. It's your own personal brand. It's who you are. Your word. At Members First, our name speaks volumes. It's our guarantee to our members that there is nothing more important to us than you, your family, your well-being.
When you walk into a Members First branch or office, we'll get to know you, and we'll greet you by name. Open an account today and take advantage of our low Visa balance transfer rate. At Members First, we put our members first.
As you can see, last year, I was just a little kid. Advanced Hoop shows me and my friends dribbling, shooting, and defense. Our favorite game is dribbling knockout and shooting knockout. Advanced Hoops!
Join us for our Christmas clinic and winter skill builders for ages 5 to 14. Register online or call today.
United Concordia Dental has been insuring Central Pennsylvania for over 40 years. Whether you're looking for group, family, or individual coverage, United Concordia has the right plan to fit your specific needs. United Concordia also prides itself on its commitment to the community through its efforts to arrange free dental services for the underserved and its charitable contributions throughout the area. United Concordia not only takes care of your smile, we give you something to smile about.
Welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School. This is the Carnes post-game show on ABC 27, presented by PHFA. And I tell you, partner, it doesn't get much more exciting than that, does it?
Man, that was really an exciting match. Everything related to wrestling, strategy, coaching, kids stepping up at the times where they needed to step up, and Yeah, I don't think there could have been a more exciting broadcast or an example of the quality of wrestling, the strategy of wrestling, and the natural element of kids stepping up in moments to be able to really define the outcome of their own success and their team's success.
Yeah, this is the second time now in 2 weeks we've seen Middletown. They didn't have their coach last week, but during the match you were mentioning that you can tell that Mike Nauman was putting his touches on this one, and you said he made a key move in one of the upper weights, bumped a couple of his wrestlers around, and that could have been the difference.
Yeah, it was the move to be able to take a match with Antonio Bennett, who lost in a technical fall earlier in the Cumberland Valley Invitational. Clearly was going to give up bonus points here to Krulak, a quality wrestler. Chose to forfeit, gave up 6 points, which, with a quality wrestler in Bennett, bumping him up in an attempt to try to gain some bonus points in a 182 match. Clearly turned out as Bennett pinned his opponent in that match, earned additional bonus points, which proved in the end to really be the difference. And it came down to 106 again. That match really gave them a boost and some additional bonus points to put them in the hunt to be able to win at the 106 match. I believe they were down by 2 coming into that match. Just a regular victory would have given them the victory. But as you saw with our wrestler of the match, Levi Sterner, came out against an opponent he faced before. He stepped up to the occasion. He not only came out strong, he said he was a little aggressive. You saw the extra energy early, put himself out of a position a little early, got the takedown, was able to work a power half, turned his opponent to his back, cinched up a tight headlock, and ended it with a pin in fashion tonight. So the earlier coaching move, the ability for individuals to step up in key spots where I know they highlighted them, really it went in Middletown's favor, and I think it was a result of both the preparation and the strategy that was employed by Coach Nauman through the match.
Finally, we'll wrap things up with this final question. What does a match like this do for Middletown? They come in here with just barely the bare number of wrestlers necessary, taking on a Mechanicsburg team that has the numbers, they have depth, they have a lot of options at their disposal. And to come in here to Mechanicsburg and win this, is this a statement victory for what these kids from Middletown have been able to do?
I think it's, both teams are in that position. You got some quality wrestlers on both teams that have state experience. You said, several wrestlers replaced from Mechanicsburg, but a lot of depth. You see it with their junior high program. Again, they're reloading. Middletown's numbers are down, but sort of, defines Middletown as a town. You got a gritty town that, a lot of time back against the wall, facing significant adversity, may not have the numbers, but clearly the grit, the will, the determination tonight, despite the odds, despite the numbers, played a little strategy, but also showed up big in the areas that they needed to. And when their backs were against the wall, they had the determination, the grit, and the will, just like the town of Middletown, to be able to come forward and to earn a victory at the end. And I think it makes this division competitive. Cedar Cliff obviously is the front runner, but with the Big Spring match, with Mechanicsburg being one of the other quality teams in that division, I think there's a clarion call that second place is up for grabs right now, and in a very, very closely newly realigned division.
Okay, that's going to do it for Middletown, or for Mechanicsburg tonight, as once again Middletown comes out on top of Mechanicsburg by a score of 37-33. Our next telecast here on High School Sports Live, right back here at Mechanicsburg tomorrow night. It's boys and girls basketball, a doubleheader for you. Trinity and Mechanicsburg. First game, the girls get underway at 6:30, followed by the boys game here on ABC 27. And thanks to our Invicta crew, who did all the great job tonight with the sights and sounds, bringing them to you from a wildly successful match here for Mechanicsburg, from Mechanicsburg, as again Middletown comes from behind in the last match of the evening to beat Mechanicsburg by a final score of 37-33. So for George Hartwick and the Invicta crew and everyone associated with High School Sports Live, thanks for watching. We'll see you again here tomorrow night at Mechanicsburg. Until then, have a good evening, everybody.
Hello, I'm Brian Hudson, Executive Director and CEO of the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. I bet some of you have given up on your dream of owning a home. Well, I've got good news for you. PHFA has our lowest rates in history, 2.95% 30-year fixed-rate mortgages. Yes, I'll say it again, 2.95% 30-year fixed-rate mortgages, so you can fulfill your dream of owning your own home. 2.95% 30-year fixed-rate mortgages represents PHFA's lowest rate in the history of the agency. If your credit score isn't perfect, no problem. We can help with that. If your score is below 660, credit counseling is required, and that's free, provided by PHFA's network of counseling agencies across the Commonwealth. We also provide closing costs and down payment assistance, up to $6,000 for new construction and up to $4,000 for existing home purchases. We have partnership lenders throughout the Commonwealth, and I'm sure one is located in your community. We have a toll-free number you can call if you want to learn more. That phone number is on your screen. Our customer service staff is available weekdays from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. to answer your questions. Or check out our website. It's loaded with useful information for home buyers, including a mortgage calculator. It's a great place to do your homework before you make that home purchase. I know many of you are still struggling with job or income loss. PHFA administers the Homeowner Emergency Mortgage Assistance Program that provides help with foreclosure. So if you're threatened with foreclosure for no fault of your own, a medical reason, you lost a job, loss of income, please contact us to see if we can help. For more information about HEMAP, just call the number on your screen. Our customer service staff is available weekdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to answer your questions, or visit our website. We have information there about where you can find foreclosure counselors in your area. They will help you fill out a HEMAP application to see if you qualify. They'll also help you look at steps you can take to possibly prevent the foreclosure of your home. There's no cost for this counseling. Owning a home is still part of the American dream. At PHFA, our mission is to help you fulfill that dream and keep that dream. Please contact us.